Fun Jobs in Cool Places 1. Chapter 1. Fun Jobs in Cool Places. Background info. You can get a cool job in a fun place if you know where to look. It's just like a job anywhere except it's in a cool place with fringe benefits, usually nice weather and a festive atmosphere because you're helping people have fun. The fun industry in the world is loosely called the travel and tourism industry or the recreation industry. I've written books covering each of these areas. People from all walks of life need to get away from the daily humdrum of life, so they pay a couple of $1,000 to indulge themselves for a week or two once or twice a year. The lines are endless. Just go to Vegas sometimes and watch the people. They're all going to resorts and fun places to get away, fantasize and relax, and you could be one of those people helping them. This chapter will give you some addresses of where to check out for possible job opportunities, but your best bet is either to get my travel book and recreation book or get the free tourist guides from the States and the Caribbean, find tour companies, amusement parks, tourist spots, cruise lines, and resorts. Send them a letter or email stating your special skills and why you'd like to work there. If you can do something unique like sing, karaoke host, water ski, ride a horse or hang glide, you can actually advertise yourself and offer resorts your services in setting up this new feature in their repertoire of entertainment. More typically, you will approach existing companies that already specialize in your skill and ask for work, something like a scuba diver working for a scuba tour company, a bartender, or a cowboy working for a covered wagon tour company. If you're really good, you could make up a whole new type of tour and approach companies about doing such tours. For example, there was one guy who wrote a book about hot springs in the West and was then approached by a major tour company to take tours around to the hot springs. A great concept, in my opinion, is the singles tour. There aren't enough of them to accommodate all the singles with varied interests out there. This could be your gig. The one idea I haven't heard of is singles tours for age groups like over 35 or a singles scuba diving tour. If you're creative and have a special skill, use your initiative and create your own job. If you're not, just impress some of the resorts, cruise ships and tour companies out there with your work ethic and they will start you off with a menial job, but if you prove yourself, you can move up quickly. If you're a free spirit, you could try seasonal work like at a ski resort, then you've got your summers off. Some of the resorts and tour companies in places like Australia, New Zealand, and Thailand hire Americans for the novelty effect and to put their American customers at ease, so you could get their tourist guides and contact some of these tour companies and resorts there. Better yet, simply go and look around for work. Some of the usual jobs always in demand are certified swimmers for lifeguards, scuba divers for tours, tour operators, horseback riders, fitness instructors for cruise ships, jobs at the bar, cleaning jobs, drivers, landscaping, ticket takers, clerks, food vendors, waiter, host, medical nurse, hairdressers, and the list goes on. Many of these places will provide you with free room and board. They know that most applicants are deluded into thinking it's easy work, and when they realize that it's a real business with the intention to constantly please the customer, they skip. So these companies are looking for people with a bit of maturity to them, as opposed to the hippie free spirit, naive bumpkin looking for paradise or a free ride. You have to convince them of your work ethic with a strong resume. Send a good but short cover letter saying why you want to work there along with your resume. Lie, say you worked as a camp counselor, Sunday school teacher, tour guide for a defunct company, etc. Send a photograph of your good-looking self, since the leisure industry is somewhat based on good, healthy, wholesome looks. A letter of reference can't hurt either. Another concept is to work for yourself. One guy bought a hot dog cart, got a license, and sold New York-style hot dogs and smoked meat sandwiches out in the street at a gas station in Aspen during the ski season months. I've seen hot dog vendors with their carts on the beaches all up and down the Pacific Coast Highway. And what about t-shirts, personalized license plates, velvet paintings, and such? Get a good concept, pay a gas station owner $20 a week for a spot and start selling. The most popular tourist areas in the United States are as follows: Atlantic City, New Jersey. Las Vegas, NV. Hilton Head, Myrtle Beach, SC. Pebble Beach, CA. Martha's Vineyard, MA. Niagara Falls, New York. Orlando, FL. Key West, FL. Aspen, Co. Branson, MO. For lists of magazines to network you into more information, get a periodical directory at the library, go to the entertainment, lifestyle, outdoor and travel sections, look through them to find magazines that might cover your area of interest. Address all your inquiries to the personnel office. Either ask for an application form or send your cover letter/resume/photo upfront if you're really interested in the job. Most of the resorts are open year-round, offering water/nature activities in the summer and skiing/snowmobiling activities in the winter. If you've got hotel experience, you can probably get a job wherever you want. Many of the ski resorts offer jobs in the resort and outside on the ski lift, so you should specify what you're interested in. Many of these places operate year-round, but they need extra help for the busy summer season. The major skiing state tourist boards put out winter guides which list all kinds of ski places that need workers. Every golf course needs golf pros and maintenance workers. Tourist boards for the U.S. by state. Alabama Tourism. 401 Adams Ave Pod 4927. Montgomery, Alabama 36103. 800 Alabama 334-242-4717, hearing impaired. .334-438-1625, disability aid. Fax 334-242-4554. touralabama.org. alabamatravel.org. alabama.citysearch.comalaweb.asc.edu. alawildliferehab.org. olgc.com/al/atc. archives.statelal.us/aho, history.state.al.us. alhospitality.org, hotels.areapower.com. arts.state.al.us. spacefund.com. visionlandpark.com. Alaska Tourism. POG 110801. Juneau, Alaska 99811. 907-465-2010. Fax 907-465-2287. 800-423-0568. 800-7 Alaska. Go north at commerce.state.ak.us. avp.travelalaska.com. state.ak.us/tourism. travelalaska.com. planalaska.com. commerce.state.ak.us/tourism. sled.alaska.edu. usgnet.org/usa/ak/state1, history.travelalaska.com. dced.state.ak.us/tourism. akohighway.com. akpub.com. aktourguide.com. ilovealaska.com. themilepost.com. 800-726-4707. 800-663-5714, Canada. .706823-3558. Alaska Magazine. Adventuresalaska.com. adventuretravel.aec.adventuresalaska.com. ecotourism, ak.gov/adfg, fishandgame.alaska.gov. alaska.net. alaskan.com. alaskainfo.org. alaskavisit.com. culturalalaska.com. dced.state.ak.us/occ/pgoi.htm, list of state outfitters and travel guides. In alaska.com. info.alaska.edu/alaska. labor.state.ak.us/ada/home, 907-248-4777, information for disabled people. museumsalaska.org. polarnet.com. sportefishinginalaska.com. state.ak.us/local/AK pages. state.ak.us/local/AK pages/fish.game/wildlife. touchNGO.com. uaa.alaska.edu/AQR. Arizona Tourism. 2702 North 3rd Street No. 4015. Phoenix, Arizona 85004. 602-230-7733. 800-219-9366. 800-842-8257. 800-909-1812. Fax, 602-240-5475. state.az.us. arizonaguide.com. arizonacenter.net. arizonaguide.com/shop-and-play. arizonahighways.com, magazine.azcentral.com. azinfo.com. state.az.us. pr.state.az.us/parklist, stateparks.arizonain.com, 800-933-1093. az.arts.asu.edu, 602-255-5882, arts.azcardinals.com, footballteam.az.diamondbacks.com, baseballteam.az.dra.com, duderanches.az.foothills.com. azohighway.com. azopera.com, 520-293-4336. azhistorytraveler.org. azhumanities.org. azoutbackadventures.com. azrestaurant.org, 602-307-9134. azscience.org. aztehitrico.org, 602-256-6995. aztrail.org, 602-252-4794, trailassociation.balaaz.org, 602-381-0189. carefreeenterprise.com, magazine.coloradoriverinfo.com. culturefest.com. grandcanyonairlines.com, 800-528-2413. grandcanyonlodges.com, 303-29 Parks. grandcanyonimaxtheater.com. gcanyon.com, 888-63 Grand, hotel.lakepowellmag.com, arizona.musenaz.org. Museum of Northern Arizona.soaz-lodging.org, southernarizona.sportsfun.com. sportsfun.com/GABA, bicycling.tnc.org, Nature Conservatory. Arkansas Tourism. 303 West Capitol Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas 72201. 501-975-6251. 501-682-7777. Fax, 501-975-4463. 800 Natural. ono.com/Arkansas. info@arkansas.com. state.ar.us. travel.org/arkansas.html. 1800natural.com. asl.lib.ar.us/arloc, library.arc-ives.com, history.arkansas.com. arctimes.com, newspaper.arkansaskids.com. bellariverboat.com. California Tourism. 801 KST, number 1600. POG 1499. Sacramento, California 95812. 800-862-2543. 800-963 Park. 800 to California 800-462-2543. Fax, 916-322-3402. Visit california.com. gocalifornia.ca.gov. gocalifornia.com. ca.gov. ca.gov/state/portal/mica_homepage.jsp. californiahistory.net. TravelCalifornia.com. CAOHighway.com. CaliforniaHistoricalSociety.org. enroute.com/destination/California. aquariumofpacific.org, longbeach.caag.state.ca.us/travel, consumer protection for travelers in California.ca.blm.gov, 916-978-4400, landmanagement.citypass.net, 888-330-5008, buy a city pass for attractions in major American cities. Disneyland.com, 877-700 Disney. FocusOC.com, southernca.here'stcastle.com, 800-444-4445. Hollywoodbid.org. HollywoodMuseum.com. HollywoodWax.com. LACMA.org, Museum of Art. Lawweekly.com. Lazoo.org. Mocha.org, artmuseum.northcoast.com. ncexplore.com, northern-california.knots.com, 714-220-5200, amusementpark.legoland.com, 760-918 Legoland, amusementpark.montereybayaquarium.org, 831-648-4888. newsreview.com. sacramento.orangecoast.com. paloaltoweekly.com. paweekly.com, paloalto.pebblebeach.com. queenmary.com. rosecitytours.com. sandiegozoo.org, 619-234-3153. sanfran.com, sanfrancisco.sanjosemagazine.com. seaworld.com, 619-226-3901. sixflags.com, 707-643-6722, amusementpark.starlinetours.com, 800-959-3131. Tales.com. universalstudios.com, 800-universal, amusementpark.wildenimalpark.org, 760-747-8702. wildca.com, movie.sfvisitor.org, sanfrancisco.aaa-california.com. scguide.com, Southern California. Colorado Tourism. POB 3524. Englewood, Colorado 80155. 800 Colorado. 800-664-5599. 800-433-2656. 800-265-6723. Fax, 303-296-2015. colorado.com/vacation. coloradovacation.com. coloradodirectory.com. coloradohomesmag.com. coloradosprings-travel.com. coloradowebsites.com. colorado.gov. coloradobyways.org. archives.state.co.us/info, history.state.co.us/business_dir/chambers, list of Colorado Chambers of Commerce. atvadventures.net. budweisertours.com. cohvco.org, for-wheeling.cograilway.com. coloradowine.com. coloradomusicfest.com. coloradoshakes.org, shakespearefestival.denver.digitalcity.com. dot.state.co.us/public/recreation&tourism/Colorado byways. They publish a summer guide and a ski guide. fws.gov/alamosa/nwr, birdwatching.gaming.state.co.us. glenwoodcaverns.com. historichotels.com. nps.gov/beol. nps.gov/blca. nps.gov/calm. nps.gov/cure. nps.gov/dino. nps.gov/flfo. nps.gov/grsa. nps.gov/hove. nps.gov/romo. pmrma-www.army.mil, wildliferefuge.primarytail.com, shopping.ranchcolorado.com, Dude Ranches. ranchresorts.ranchweb.com. redrocksonline.com, amphitheater in mtns.rmla.com, guideservices.royalgorgebridge.com, 888-333-5597. soajeep.com, 800-432-5337, 4-wheeling.sledcity.com, snowmobiling.state.co.us. snowadventures.com, 800-662-7533. Connecticut Tourism. 505 Hudson Street, Hartford, Connecticut, 06106. 800-282-6863. 800 CT bound. Fax, 860-258-4275. Connecticut.com. state.ct.us/tourism. ctbound.org. ctguide.atlantic.com. cthistoryonline.org. cthumb.org/redirect, culture.compost.com, news.ctquietcorner.org. current.com. artrail.com. beardsleyzoo.org. bonanzabus.com, 800-556-3815.bushnell.org, 860-987-5900, plays, symphonies.campcon.org, campgrounds.chs.org, 860-236-5621, historicalsociety.classichotelsofct.com. csgalinks.org, golf.ctlimo.com. 800-472-5466, limousineservice.cttransit.com. maritimeaquarium.org. mashnantucket.com, majorattraction.mta.nyc.ny.us, metronorthrailroad.peterpumbus.com, 800-343-9999.quasasy.com, 804 amusementpark.rideworks.com, 800-255-7433, trainservice.sciencecentreRCT.org, 860-231-2824. theconnecticutstore.com, 800-4shopped. westportplayhouse.com, 203-227-4177. Delaware Tourism. 99 Kings Highway, Dover, Delaware 19901. 800-441-8846. 866-2 visit. 800-282-8667, fax, 302-739-5749. 800-292-9507. Visit Delaware.com. Visit Delaware.net. state.de.us/tourism. Delaware.com. Delaware.gov. hsd.org, history.visitsoutherndelaware.com. deestatemuseums.org. DelawareMainStreet.com. DelawareEstateFair.com. DelaRT.org. DelMNH.org, Museum of Natural History.DOverdowns.com, horseracing.state.de.us/department Department of Agriculture.cdcc.net, Central Delaware. Florida Tourism. 550 Technology Park, Lake Mary, Florida 32746-6203. 888-7 FLA USA. 800-543-9100. 800-487-4000. 800-851-3311. 888 FLA Living, Magazine. .904-487-1462. Fax, 904-487-0132. FLAUSA.com. FLAUSA.com/morinfo. eFlorida.com. eFlorida.com/all_facts. FloridaBeach.com. Florida.com, floridaliving.org, floridamagazine.com, goflorida.com, floridaguide.com, flausa.com, fcit.usf.edu/Florida, infoguide.com, state.fl.us, stateoflorida.com, goflorida.com, flaliving.org, visitflorida.com, apms.com, southernfl.dep.state.fl.us/parks, ecofloridog.com, ffia.org, festivals and events.fkwbc.org, Florida Keys Wildbird Center.fl-travel.com, fl-travel.com/themeparks.html, floridaattractions.com, floridabound.com, for Canadian snowbirds.floridagolfguide.com, floridains.com, floridaliving.org, floridamagazine.com, floridooutdoors.com, floridasecrets.com, i75online.com, interstate75.orlandoweekly.com, seaflorida.com, talmag.tallstar.com, tallahassee.touristflorida.com, villas2000.com, allbrevard.com, brevardcounty.buschgardens.com, disney.com, fishingpiers.com, flafish.com, flalottery.com, flcoast.com, floridabeach.com, floridajewish.com, floridarental.com, floridastateparks.org, funaandsun.com, iloveorlando.com, kennedyspace-center.com, loxahatchee.fws.gov, National Wildlife Refuge.jaguars.com, footballteam.letsgocondo.com, nps.gov/ever, everglades.oceandrive.com, reefrelief.org, reservationsystem.com, seaworld.com, sea-florida.com, simplyseastakey.com, spaview.com, usf.com, universalstudios.georgiatourism, POG 1776, Atlanta, Georgia 30301, 404-656-3590, 800 visit GA, fax 404-651-9063, state.ga.us, georgia.org, georgiamag.com, georgia-on-my-mind.org, dnr.state.ga.us, naturalresources.gom.com, tibmsc.com, coastalarea.cvi.uga.edu/projects/gainfo/gahist, history.menus.atlanta.com, restaurants.mindspring.com/north.ga travel, sam.uzaki.army.mil/op/rec/lanier, wqzy.com/redneck.html, Redneck Games, Buckeye Park, East Dublin. First Saturday of July. Hawaii Tourism. 2270 Kalakaua Abe #801. Honolulu, Hawaii 96815. 800 Go Hawaii. 800-353-5846. 800-257-2999. 808-923-1811. Fax, 808-922-8991. GoHawaii.com. PleasantHolidays.com. Visit.hawaii.org. outrigger.com/infoweb. Planet-Hawaii.com. Thisweek.com. Visit.hawaii.org. Hawaii.edu/dino/Hawaii. Hawaii.edu/visitors/visit.hawaii.html. Hawaii.gov. HawaiiKingdom.org. mhpcc.edu/tour. HonoluluAdvertiser.com. StarBulletin.com, newspaper.state.hi.us. ASCEHawaii.org/heritage, history.outinhawaii.com. ohananet.com/weblink/art, art.bigisland.org, 808-961-5797, Hilo, 808-886-1655, West Hawaii, .kauavisitorsbureau.com, 808-245-3971. Visit-oahu.com, 808-524-0722. Visit Maui.com, 808-244-3530. Idaho Tourism. POB 83720. 700 West State Street, Boise, Idaho 83720. 800-635-7820. 800 visited. State.id.us. State.id.us/it. Department of Transportation.idoc.state.id.us. visitid.org. accessidaho.org. boisemag.com. filmidaho.com. fs.fed.us/r4/Boise. fs.frd.us/r1. idahoheartland.net. idahoheritage.org. idahoparks.org. uidaho.edu. idahogeology.org. idahopotato.com. idahostatesman.com/news/history. idahorec.org, bypasses.idaski.com. id.blm.gov. nps.gov/crmo, craters of the moon.nps.gov/hafo, Hagerman fossilbeds.nps.gov/nepi, nespers.rmi-realamerica.com. OregonTrailCenter.org. PotatoExpo.com. Show-band.com, NativeTribe.SnakerIverStampede.com. Illinois Tourism. 100 W. Randolph. Hashtag 3-400. Chicago, Illinois 60601-800-2 Connect. 800-223-0121. EnjoyIllinois.com. State.il.us. ChicagoMagazine.com. Alexia.lis.uiuc.edu/Sorensen/hist, History.Indiana Tourism. 1N Capital number 700. Indianapolis, Indiana 46204. 800-289-6646. 800-759-9191. 800-2-WANDER. 800-527-4639. 800-217-4612. 800-214-4612. 800-824 Indy. Fax, 317-233-6887. State.in.us/tourism. indianatourism.com. indy.org. ipfw.edu/ipfwhist/indyhist, statehistory.thetimesonline.com. caveCountryCanoes.com, canoeingtrips.coveredbridges.com. indianabedandbreakfast.org. indianahistory.org, 800 is 1830. indianapolismonthly.com. Iowa Tourism. 200 East Grand Avenue, Des Moines, Iowa 50309. 800-345 Iowa. 515-242-4705. Fax, 515-242-4749. State.ia.us/tourism. heartofiowa.com. iowahistory.org. ioweb.com. uiowa.edu. traveliowa.com. attestofoiowa.org. farmresort.com, Guest Ranch, Coon Rapids. iafalls.com, iowafalls.iowabarnstormers.com, 888 Stormer, Indoor Arena Football Team.iowacubs.com, Baseball Team.iowawinandbeer.com. Kinzeth.com, network of 18 hotels.netins.net, lots of Iowa links. Roughridershockey.com, hockey team.Kansas Tourism. 700 SW Harrison, number 1300. Topeka, Kansas, 66603. 800-2 Kansas. 800-252-6727. 785-296-2009. Fax, 785-296-6988. Travtour@kdoc.state.ks.us state.ks.us. Travelks.org. accesskansas.org. kcin.ckz.uganda.edu/kdoc/html/tour1.html. kansascommerce.com. ku.edu, university.ink.org. skyways.lib.ks.us/Kansas. skyways.org/Kansas. Kentucky Tourism. Capitol Plaza Tower. 22nd FL.500 Marrow St. Frankfurt, KY 40601. 800-225 Trip. Fax, 502-564-5695. state.ky.us. travel@exchtour.state.kentucky.us. kytourism.com. kydirect.com. kentuckytourism.com. kentucky.com. louisville.com. tourky.com. kdlaw.state.ky.us, library and archives.mammothcavehotel.com. louisville.edu/library/ekstrom/govpub/state/kentucky/ky places. Louisiana Tourism. 1051 North 3rd Street, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 70802. 833 Gumbo. 800-98 Gumbo. 800-395-1939. 800-633-6970. 800-879-8310. 800-765-0735. 800-723-6114. Fax, 504-342-8390. louisianatravel.com. sealouisiana.com. travellouisiana.com. state.la.us. wlf.state.la.us/app/netgear/page1, wildlifeandfisheries.crt.la.us/crt/profiles/history. centrallouisiana.net. cajungrocers.com. acadianmemorial.org. bastrop-morehouse.com. bnbtravel.com. cajunman.com, rivertour.cajun.net. cajuntours.net. claireborne1.org. DeSotoCatwnonline.net. diningacadiana.com. .d.state.la.us, Department of Transport.fs.fed.us/r8. lawfilm.org, film and video.losmag.com. louisianataxfree.com, taxfreeshopping.mscolumbia.org. springhilllouisiana.com. state.lib.la.us, statelibrary.theadvocate.com. vidalialaw.com. wlf.state.la.us, wildlife.maine tourism. POG 2300. Hollowell, Maine, 04347. 207-623-0363. Fax, 207-623-0388. 800-658 Maine. 800-449-9492. 888-624-6345. 888-624-6416. 800-533-9595. mainetourism.com. Visit maine.com. state.me.us. maine.org. maineguide.com. mainelink.net. maintoday.com, sourcemain.com, mainarts.org, mainarts.com, mainattraction.com, mainartmuseums.org, 800-782-6497, mainmuseums.org, 800-452-8786, mainmusic.org, maritimetrail.com, allmain.com, bethelin.com, 800-654-0125, nearskiarea.campmain.com, camping.desertofmain.com, desertinmain.downeast.com, mainmagazine.getrailgetmain.com. Farmer markets, where to pick apples. mainada.com, antiquedealers.mainartmuseums.org, mainaudubon.org, birding.mainclassicschooners.com, maincrafts.main.com, mainfarmvacation.com, mainguides.org, guides.mainins.com, mainlobsterfestival.com, 800-562-2529, mainmuseums.org, mainschooners.com, mainsportingcamps.com, maintourism.com, 888-624-6345.matc.org, appalachiantrail.maturalivingchoices.com, 800-222-5771, free guide for seniors.mesno.com, snowmobiling.midcoast.com, mnsc.com, 800-754-9263, nordicskicouncil.nps.gov/academic, railwayvillage.org, sailmaincoast.com, 800-807-WIND, skimain.com, state.me.us/DMR, aquarium.state.me.us/doc/parks, state.me.us/ifw, fishing.state.me.us/museum, visitmaine.com, woodenboat.com, Boat Building School, Brooklyn, me.portlandmonthly.com, Maryland Tourism, 217 East Redwood Street, Baltimore, Maryland 21202, 800-543-1036, 800 Fun, 877-333-4455, 800-735-2258, for disabled-people.mdisfund.org, state.md.us, mdhs.org, history.sailor.lib.md.us, covesoft.com/eastern, augustoberfest.org, oqua.org, aquarium.blues-fest.org, brewery.org/stevens, chevychase.com, marylandracing.com, marylandwine.com, nps.gov/anti, nps.gov/asis, nps.gov/cato, nps.org/clbia, nps.gov/fomc, nps.gov/foa, nps.gov/glec, nps.gov/gri, nps.gov/hamp, nps.gov/mono, nps.gov/pic, nps.gov/that, portdiscovery.org, childrensmuseum.sugarloafcrafts.com, theorioles.com, baseballteam.massachusetts tourism, 100 Cambridge Street 13th FL. Boston, MA 02202, 617-727-3201, fax, 617-727-6525, 800-447 Mass. Vacation info at state.ma.us.berkshirehouse.com, books about the Berkshires. Bostonmagazine.com, CapeCodaccess.com, CapeCodLife.com, doe.mass.edu, Department of Education. Magnet.state.ma.us/travel/travel.html, mass.gov, massculturalcouncil.org, massvacation.com, massvacation.com/guide/regions. massvacation.com/guide/Amtrak offers. massvacation.com/guide/camp. massvacation.com/guide/culture. massvacation.com/guide/events. massvacation.com/guide/foliage. massvacation.com/guide/history. massvacation.com/guide/reservations. massvacation.com/guide/whale. newengland.com. state.ma.us/dem/park/woodend.htm, Golden Pond, where Henry David Thoreau lived.std.com/ne. boston.com. bostonphoenix.com. hubnet.com, restaurants.louisamayalcott.org, home of famous writer. ultimateshoppingexcursions.com. capecodchamber.org. plymouthguide.com. Visit newengland.com. Michigan Tourism. 4225 Miller Road #4. Flint, Michigan 48507-9821. 888-78 Great. 888-784-7328. 800-543-2937. 800-543-2 Yes. Fax 517-373-0059. 800-722-8191 TDD. Michigan.org. Travel.michigan.org. Michigan.org/Michigan Travel Ideas. Michigan.org/golf. Michigan.org/skiing. Michigan.org/snowmobiling. MichiganCanoe.com. MikeHCampgrounds.com. MichiganMotels.org. MichiganMuseums.org. MichiganWines.com. USGNnet.org/USA/me/state. MichiganHistoryMagazine.com. ArborWeb.com, AnnArbor.bikembt.com, Trails.chipincasino.com. DetroitLions.com. DetroitTigers.com. GolfCadillac.com. OurDetroit.com. LakeToLake.com, bed and breakfast.mda.state.mi.us/racing, horseracing.mfia.org, festivalsandevents.nba.com/pistons. nps.org/slbe, Sleeping Bears National Lakeshore.railtrails.org, hikingtrails.ring.com. AAAMH.com. VisitDetroit.com. Minnesota Tourism. 121 E 7th PL 100 Metro Square, St. Paul, Minnesota 55101. 800-657-3700. 651-296-5029. Fax 651-296-2800. State.mn.us/explore. ExploreMinnesota.com. MNMO.com, MinnesotaMonthly.mnhs.org, History.deckernet.com/min. MNPRO.com. bioci.cbs.umn.edu/tilde-mao, birdwatching.canterburypark.com, horseracing.hamillrodeo.org. LakeSuperior.com. ExploreMinnesota.com. HospitalityMN.com. MinnesotaRCHESTRA.org. SMM.org, 651-221-9444, ScienceMuseum.snowmobile-mnusa.org. TwinsBaseball.com, 833 Twins. ValleyFair.com, 800 Fun Ride. Ventabird.com, birdwatchingtours.wingbirds.com, birdwatchingtours.Mississippi-tourism. 520 George Street, Jackson, Mississippi 39205. 601-359-3297. 800 Warmest. 800-927-6378. 800-647-2290. Mississippi.org. Mississippi.com. Mississippi.gov. Visit Mississippi.org. GulfCoast.org. CruiseInTheCoast.com. MSCraftsmensguild.org. SouthernNet.com. Missouri Tourism. POG 1055. Truman Saint Office Building, Jefferson City, Missouri, 65102. 800 Missouri. 888 Wake Up 5. Fax, 573-751-5160. ecodev.state.mo.us. MissouriTourism.com. MissouriTourism.org. VacationFund.com. Tourism@mail.state.mo.us. Coin.org, MidMissouriNews.depozarks.com. digemo.org, CentralMissouriNews.lodgingmissouri.com. mohistory.org. showmenews.com. worldsofFun.com, amusementpark.runningriver.com. Montana Tourism. 1424 9th Avenue, Helena, Montana, 59620. 800-541-1447. 800 Visit MT. 800-847-4868. Fax, 406-444-1800. travel.mt.gov. travel.state.mt.us. visitmt.com. indiannations.visitmt.com, indiannation.moreinfo.visitmt.com. travelmt.com. montanamagazine.com. montanawoman.com. dnrc.state.mt.us, naturalresources.geology.cr.usgs.gov/state/mt.html. his.state.mt.us, history.lewisandclark.state.mt.us. montanakids.com. montanatravel.com. mt.blm.gov, landmanagement.nature.org/where-we-work/North America/state/Montana. nps.gov/biho. nps.gov/glac. nps.gov/grko. nps.gov/yel. visitmt.com/virtual-visitor/biking. wintermt.com. Nebraska Tourism. POG 98907. Lincoln, Nebraska, 68509. 800-228-4307. Fax, 402-471-3026. visitnebraska.org. tourism@visitnebraska.org. ded.state.ne.us. inetnebr.com. nebraskastooties.org. sites.nppd.com. state.ne.us. Nevada Tourism. Capitol Complex. Carson City, Nevada, 89710. 800 Nevada 8. 800-638-2328. 800-237-0774. Fax, 702-687-6779. travelnevada.com. accessnevada.com. accessnv.com. gorp.com/gorp/location/nv. nevadahistory.org. nevadamagazine.com. nevadaweb.com. nevadaconnection.com. nevada.com/motorist, Department of Transportation, 877-687-6237. rgj.com, news.state.nv.us. New Hampshire Tourism. POG 1856. Concord, New Hampshire, 03302. 603-271-2666. 800 Fun in NH. 800-386-4664. 800-258-3608. Visit nh.gov. Visit newhampshire.com. Request at visitnh.gov. nh.com. nheditions.com. nhhistory.org. nhmagazine.com. NHTourismNetwork.com, 800-822-2373. NHWeb.com. TheUnionLeader.com. DartReview.com, DartmouthNews.whitemtn.org. BudweiserTours.com. ClarkStradaIngPost.com, TrainedBears.conwayscenic.com, scenictrain.filmnh.org. FlyManchester.com, 603-624-6556, airport.fs.fed.us/r9/white, whitemtns.heritagenh.com. InnoandGoldenPond.com. ManoranGoldenPond.com, 800-545-2141. AnyHikingHolidays.com, 800-869-0949.nhata.org, antiques.nheconomy.org. nhhistory.org. nhis.com, speedway.nhlodging.org. nhmovies.com. nhnature.org. nhsa.org, snowmobileassociation.psdev.org, airport.santasvillage.com. ccoasdnh.com. sixguncity.com. starhop.com, planetarium.state.nh.gov/agric/agita.html, where to get apples, etc.state.nh.gov/disability. stonehengeusa.com, oldmegaliths.storylandnh.com, kidpark.nepassage.org, Disabilities Guide for the Northeast.wildlife.state.nh.us, 603-271-3211. New Jersey Tourism. 20 West State Street, Trenton, New Jersey, 08625. 800 Jersey 7. 800 Visit Tunjay. State.nj.us/travel. State.nj.us/dep/New Jersey-O, outdoorsmagazine.state.nj.us/state/history. Visit newjersey.org. montagemag.com. nj.com. njhm.com, history.beachcomber.com/New Jersey. covesoft.com. cultureheritage.org. groundsforsculpture.org. hcsv.org, historic Cold Spring Village.mauriespiers.com, amusementpark.newarkmuseum.org. newjerseyaquarium.org. northlandz.com, eclecticattraction.nps.gov/ADIS, Edison Historic Site.nps.gov/more, Morristown National Park.smithvillenewjersey.com, historictown.storybookland.com, themepark.thelocamag.com. waterloovillage.com, historicvillage.weirdnewjersey.com. New Mexico Tourism. 491 Old Santa Fe Trail. Santa Fe, New Mexico, 87503. 505-827-7400. 800-733-6396. 800-545-2040. 800-668-6904. 800-CNEW-M. Fax, 505-827-7402. newmexico.org. enchantment@newmexico.org. newmexiconet.com. nmcn.org, culture.nmmagazine.com. southernnewmexico.com. travelnm.com. viva.com/nm. vivanewmexico.com. rt66.com. balloonfiesta.com. cdtrail.org, Continental Divide Trail. fs.fed.us/r3, forests.geoinfo.nmt.edu, rockcollecting.iaeandcad.org, Indian Arts Museum.newmexicogolf.org. newmexiconorth.com. tennisinformation.com/southwest. zianet.com/snm. New York Tourism. 1. Commerce Plaza. Albany, NE 12245. 800 Call NICE. 800 I Love New York. 888 Bickeness, Biking Point 888 Walkness, walking.nyc.gov. i11e.com. i11e.state.ny.us. newyorkhistory.com. nizel.nys.gov, statelibrary.newyorksparks.state.ny.us, stateparks.nyo.com. newyorkmag.com. nuwebny.com. roundthebend.com, upstate.throughway.state.ny.us. adirondack.net. bigapplegreeter.org. chrisnewyork.org. mediabridge.com/NewYorkC. adirondackbedbreakfast.com. northnet.org. brooklynbridgemag.com. centralparkneek.org. cmog.org, 800-732-6845, Corning Glass Works and Museum.coneyislandusa.com. newsday.com. newtimes.com.rway.com, syracuse.innewyorkmag.com. fingerlakes.org. i11e.state.ny.us. newyorkseavisit.com. timeoutnewyork.com. North Carolina Tourism. 301 North Wilmington Street, Raleigh, North Carolina 27601-2825. 800 Visit NC. 919-733-8372. Fax, 919-715-3097. state.nc.us. Visit nc.com. nccommerce.com/sports. sunzite.unc.edu. ncgov.com. ncdcr.gov, culture.ncnet.com. state.library.dcr.state.nc.us/nc/cover, stateencyclopedia.newsobserver.com, newspaper.dot.state.nc.us/transit/bicycle. ncnatural.com/access-nc, disabled people.dcm2.enr.state.nc.us, beachaccessfacilities.asomf.org, Airborne Museum, Fayetteville.ncaquariums.com. ncarts.com. newcomer.com. nps.gov/wrbr, Wright Brothers National Memorial.dfr.state.nc.us, forests.unc.edu/department/outdoor, outdoordramas.discovercraftnc.org. culturetour.com. ah.dcr.state.nc.us/section/hs, historicsitesnchorseCouncil.com. ncnatural.com. web.dcr.state.nc.us/division/art, Museum of art.web.dcr.state.nc.us/division/history, Museum of History.naturalsciences.org. ncmusumofhistory.org. ncwildlife.org. nczoo.org. ncara.org, restaurants.atconf.org, Appalachian Trail Conference.nps.gov/cah. Cape Hatteras.nps.gov/calo, Cape Lookout.icw.net/dsc. welcome, Dismal Swamp Canal.cs.unca.edu/nfsnc, National Forests.ncbby.org, bed and breakfasts.lodgingnorthcarolina.com. paddlenorthcarolina.org. appskimtn.com, skiing.untothesehills.com, cherokeeplay.discoveryplace.org, 800-935-0553. explorers.org. trianglepointer.com. North Dakota Tourism. 604 East Boulevard, Bismarck, North Dakota 58505-0825. 701-328-2525. Fax, 701-328-4878. 800 Hello ND. 800-435-5663. state.nd.us. ndhorizons.mindspring.com. ndlewisandclark.com. ndtourism.com, ndarec.com, discovernd.com, discovernd.com/hist, history.mismail.doris@ranch.state.nd.us, bismarcktribune.com, shopnd.com, state.nd.us/hist, history.ohiotourism. 77, South High Street, Columbus, Ohio, 43266. 614-466-8844. 800 Buckeye. Fax, 614-466-6744. travel.state.o.us.tr@vel Ohio. ohiotourism.com. ohiohistory.org. ohiomagazine.com. ola.org, hotel and lodgings.onnews.com, statenews.oakland.lib.oh.us, ohiolibrary.state.oh.us, African Safari Wildlife Park.com, akronzoo.com, cleveland.net, ohiocap.com, columbuspages.com, dayton.net, toledolink.com, mishfleamarket.com, amishesteamtrain.com, backfence.com, magazine.christmasmanor.com, cmnh.h.org, Museum of Natural History.columbusmuseum.org, craftassociation.com/charmcm.html, itllrocku.com, nightlife.motorcyclemuseum.org, ohiohistory.org, ohiosgateway2fun.com, ohiostateparks.org, SenecaCaverns.ohio.com, sportcity.com, toledomuseum.org, toledozoo.org, thewilds.org, zca.org, historiczorvillage.oklahoma tourism. 2401 and Lincoln, number 505. Oklahoma City, 73105. 800-652-6552. Fax, 405-521-3992. TravelOK.com. State.ok.us. State.ok.us/osfdocs/stinfo2, history.oklahomaosf.state.ok.us. otterd.state.ok.us. okt.com, nativeamericantimes.oklahoma.net. oklahomatoday.com. ou.edu. hum-usa.com/state/ok. Oregon Tourism. 775 Summer Street, Northeast Salem, Oregon, 97301-1282. 800-547-7842. 800-543-8838. Fax, 503-986-0001. TravelAgon.com. OldOregon.com. Sunpub.com. Ohighway.com. Oregon.gov. OregonCityLink.com. OregonLive.com. OregonState.net. OregonTour.net. Oregon.CitySearch.com. OregonCoast.org. StateOfOregon.com. Aquarium.org, 541-867-3474. art.econ.state.or.us/resource, arts.endo.oregontrail.org. nps.gov/orca, oregoncaves.oda.state.or.us/oda/tour folder/or_ag_tour.html, Department of Agriculture.ohs.org, history.or.blm.gov, Bureau of Land Management.oregonattractions.com. trimeti.org, portland.walespeoken.org, whalewatching.pennsylvania tourism. 453 Forum Building, Harrisburg, PA 17120. 800 visit PA. 800-210-8351, TDD.800-237-4363, cassette tape for blind people. Fax, 717-234-4560. Experiencespa.com. State.pa.us/visit. Senpa.org. penlive.com. phmc.state.pa.us, history, museums.psu.edu, pennstateu.upenn.edu. 800paduch.com, 800 paduch, amish.bradford-online.com. dot.state.pa.us, transportation, bicycling.filminpa.com. fs.fed.us/r9/Allegheny, nationalforest.gopaoutdoors.com. nobles.com, 800 It's for Fun, amusementpark.pafarmstay.com, farmvacations.paheritage.org. patravel.org, free guide to unique lodging.patreasuriciist.com, arts.pda.state.pa.us, stateagriculturalfairs.pennnational.com, horseracing.scranton.com. Puerto Rico Tourism. 301 San Justo St. Pab 4435. Old San Juan Station. San Juan, Puerto Rico 00905. 787-721-2400. 787-725-2110. Fax, 787-725-2133. 800-667-0394. 800-866 star. 800-866-7827. 800-377-6789. 800-223-6530. 800-874-1230. prtourism.com. pr.org. discoverpuertorico.com. travelandsports.com. fortaleza.gov. gotopuertorico.com. wannagopr.com, 888-202-8647. Rhode Island Tourism. 1W Exchange St. Providence, RI 02903. 800-845-2000. 800-556-2484. Fax, 401-277-2102. State.ri.us. Visit rhodeisland.com. visitri.com. guidetouri.com. newportri.com. projo.com, providencenews.providenceri.com. berlin.state.ri.us/sta-guide/Rhode Island history. rimonthly.com. riparks.com. asri.org, audubonsociety.pvd.ri.com, 888-268-7222, warwickairport.southlandcruises.com, riverboat.South Carolina Tourism. 1205 Pendleton Street No. 106. Columbia, South Carolina 29201. 803-734-1700. 800-346-3634. 800-413-6800. 800-617-6200. 800-734-0235. 800-868-2492. 800-872-3505. 888 Scuzz Miles. 803-777-5732, Disabled People Helpline. Fax, 803-734-0133. sccsi.com/sc. travelc.com. discoverzoUthCarolina.com. Call zoUthCarolina.com, commerce.carolinaliving.com, bookforsale.scey.net/hist, history.scHumanities.org. schistory.org. state.sc.us/arts. cla.sc.edu/scia, archaeologyogi.dnr.state.sc.us, naturalresources.fs.fed.us/r8/fms, forestservice.museum.state.sc.us. nps.gov/costw. conagreeswamp.palmettoconservation.org/trails. sandlaper.org. scaquarium.org. sccc.org, chamberofcommerce.scdia.state.sc.us, agriculture.sc-heritagecorridor.org. sctrails.net. scwildlife.com. state.sc.us/arts. state.sc.us/scdia, archives and history. South Dakota Tourism. 711 E. Wells Ave Capitol Lake Plaza. Pierre, South Dakota, 57501. 800 S. Dakota. Fax, 605-773-3256. state.sd.us. stinfo@state.sd.us. travelsd.com. blackhills-info.com. pierrechamber.com. crazyhorse.org, crazyhorsemonument.rmi-realamerica.com. 1880train.com, traintour.americantourswest.com. bbonline.com/sd, South Dakota.beautifulrushmorecave.com. blackhillsbadlands.com. capjournal.com/Dakota Outdoors. crazyhorse.org. fs.fed.us/r2/blackhills. liwms.com, 800-880-3383, Laura Ingalls Wilder Society, Little House on Prairie. lewisandclarktrail.com. mickelsontrail.com, 114-mile trail.mtrushmoreresorts.com. nps.gov/badel, badlands.nps.gov/deto, devilstower.nps.gov/jeca, jewelcave.nps.gov/moreu, mtrushmore.nps.gov/wicea. windcave.oyatetrail.org. roadtorushmore.com. rushmoretours.com, 888-343-3113. sittingbullcrystalcaverns.com. wildwaterwest.com, amusementpark.wwexpeditions.com. southdakota-shopping.com. southdakota-services.com. sdcampgrounds.com. sdattractions.com. sdgambling.com. sdrestaurants.com. sdbnb.com, bed and breakfast.sdmotels.com. custerparkinfo.com. devilstowerinfo.com. mammothsiteinfo.com. bikeweekinfo.com. sdcasinos.com. sdfishinginfo.com. sdhuntinginfo.com. Tennessee Tourism. 320 6th Avenue North 5th FL. Nashville, TN 37243. 800 go 210. 810 200. 800-42010. 800-657-6910. state.tn.us/tourdev. state.tn.us/environment/parks. tourdev@state.tn.us. tnvacation.com. tennesseeanytime.org. tennessee.worldweb.com. east-tennessee-history.org. utk.edu, U of Tennessee.tn, state.edu, Tennessee State U.tn, state parks. pictnproducts.org. elvis.com. mypigeonforge.com. historicfranklin.com. chamber.blount.tn.us. cokecounty.com. portlandtn.com. sumnertn.com. tourelizabethton.com. DeKalbTN.com. LCTN.com, LauderdaleCounty.127sale.com, yard sale from Chattanooga to Gadsden.midsouthfair.com. Brownsville-HaywoodTN.com. StorytellingFestival.net. Laverne.org. Pikeville-Bledsoe.com. SmithCounty.net. GoodletSileChamber.com. CokerCreekVillage.com. libertybowl.org, memphis.athenschamber.org, SmokyMountainTourConnection.com, Cheatham.org, county.monroecounty.com, MississippiRiver.com, TennesseeOverhill.com, Cumberlands.org, Paris-net.com, ObienCounty.com, ci.millington.tn.us, pchnet.com/chamber, BrownsvilleCounty.obiencounty.com, TrentonNet.com, ManchesterTN.org, LynchburgTN.com, GibsonCountyNet.com, Crossville.com, TursdaleCounty.net, Waverly.net, public.usit.net/GilesCOFC, GilesCounty.mtjulietchamber.com, GilesCountyChamber.com, SpartaChamber.net, FCCC-TN.org, Highway 64.rubyfalls.com, TNAqua.org, aquarium.ciarockcity.com, ClaiborneCounty.com, usit.net/ROAN, TourElizabethton.com, ValleyBeautiful.org, Irwin.morristown.chamber.com, Jefferson-TN-chamber.org, Texas Tourism, Box 149,249, Austin, Texas 78714-9249, 800-8888 Tex, 800-452-9292, state.tx.us, traveltex.com, tacvb.org, tourtexas.com, texasescapes.com, texasfun.com, noplacebut.texas.com, texasmart.com, texasusa.com, texas.gov, destinationtexas.cc, texashighways.com, texasmonthly.com, thc.state.tx.us/heritage-tourism/ht-travel, history.tpwmagazine.com, parks and wildlife magazine.artonart.com, texasarts.thc.state.tx.us, historicalcommission.hmns.org, Houston Museum of Natural Science.hillcountrysun.com, texas.houston-guide.com, pinnaclemagazine.com, texashighways.com, texasmonthly.com, Utah Tourism, Capitol Hill, Salt Lake City, Utah 84114, 801-538-1030, fax 801-538-1399, 800-200-1160, 800 All Utah, 800 Utah Fun, 800-333 Utah, disabilityservice.utah.com, utah.org, utah.gov, utahhistorytogo.org, mormon.org, utah.citysearch.com, so-utah.com, southutah.utohighway.com, thespectrum.com, parks.state.ut.us, lodgingutah.com, blm.gov/utah, fs.fed.us/r4/ashley, hikeutah.com, hoglezoo.org, nps.gov/arch, arches.nps.gov/braca, brycecanyon.nps.gov/caney, canyonlands.nps.gov/care, capitolreef.nps.gov/cebr, cedarbreaks.nps.gov/dino, dinosaur.nps.gov/glca, glencanyon.nps.gov/gosp, goldenspike.nps.gov/hove, hovenweep.nps.gov/navar, naturalbridges.nps.gov/tika, timpanogoscave.utahhomes.com, Vermont Tourism, 134 State Street, Montpelier, Vermont 05601, 802-828-3237, 800 Vermont, 800-338-0189, fax 802-828-3233. Vermont.com. Visit Vermont.com. Scenesofvermont.com. State.vt.us. Skivermont.com. Travel-vermont.com. uvm.edu, uofvermont.vermont.indiemedia.org. vpr.net/vt_news, Vermont Public Radio News.1800 Vermont.com. TommyFobia.com, Vermont.isitvermont.com. VermontHistory.org. pbpub.com/Vermont. vtchamber.com. vtfishhandwildlife.com. vtlife.com. okemo.com. virtualvermont.com. Virgin Islands Tourism. POB 6400. St. Thomas Virgin Islands 00801. 809-774-8784. Fax, 809-774-4390. 800-372 USV. 800 USV info. usvi.net. usvi.org. usvionline.com. usvitourism.vi. usviguide.com. virginisles.com. Virginia Tourism. 901 eBird ST19 THFL. Richmond, VA 23219. 800 visit VA. 800-675-3230, Canada. 800-742-3935, for people with disabilities. Fax, 786-1919. Virginia.org. va-web.com. virginiabusiness.org. virginia.com. virginia.com/campgrounds. virginiahorse.com/council, horses.state.va.us/mrc, marineresources.arts.state.vt.us. myvirginia.org. historyisfun.org, yorktown.jamestown2007.org, oldsettlement.vahistorical.org. virginia.edu/vfh, culture.vamuseums.org. pilotonline.com. watercountryusa.com. buschgardens.com. langley-speedway.com. cbbt.com, Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel.vasc.org, air and space center.vialivingmuseum.org. mountvernon.org. rockbpub.com. shopsimon.com, chesapeakeshopping.beacheventsfun.com. northernneck.org, potomacgateway.potomacmills.com, shopping.mya.com, Washington Dulles Airport. harrisonburg.org/hrcvb. augustachamber.org. alleghenyhighlands.com. bot-co-chamber.com, bodatortcounty.kingsdominion.com, amusementpark.co.caroline.va.us. highlandcounty.org. belgrove.org. stva.org/new-market. visitthevalley.org. bristolchamber.org. cmccc.org, Christiansburg, montgomerycounty.co.craig.va.us. community.floyd.va.us. ingalax.net, galax.swanva.net, smithcounty.co.patrick.va.us. swvia.net/Pulaski Chamber. appomattox.com. altavista.va-web.com. atconf.org, Appalachian Trail Conference.blackstoneva.com. tourbrunswick.org. chasecitychmrofcom.com. danvillechamber.com. louisa-county.com. madison-va.com. northernneck.org. colonialbeachhva.net. chincoteaguechamber.com. co.gloucester.va.us. martinsville.com. halifaxchamber.net. halifax.com. lancasterva.com. Lancova.com. mountvernon.org, Virginia, archaeologyogi.rivnet.net/chamber, Northumberland. Chincoteaguechamber.com. esva.net/esva tourism, Eastern Shore.virginiamagazine.com. Bicycling info. 800-835-1203. Washington Tourism. POG 42500. Olympia, Washington 98504. 800-544-1800. Fax 360-753-4470. travel-in-wa.com. tourism.wa.gov. experiencewashington.com. stayinwashington.com. wshs.org, history.access.wa.gov. AAAWA.com. bellinghamherald.com. pacificrim.net. parks.wa.gov. stayinwashington.com, hotelreservations.skiwashington.com. skinorthwest.com. onthisno.com. nwgolfmap.com. vonsgolf.com. wacoers. halcyon.com/nwssc2, salmon, trout.bbtc.org, bicycletrails.wwta.org, boating.kayak-wa.com. olympus.net. yakima.net. onthuron.com, running.eastsiderunners.com. www.f.com/wrrr, rafting.fs.fed.us/r6/Columbia, Columbia River Scenic Area.fs.fed.us/gpnf/mshnvm, mtsthelens.washingtonwine.com. wafarmersmarkets.com. grandcouleedom.org. sanjuan.com/orcas. West Virginia Tourism. 2101 Washington Street, East Charleston, West Virginia 25305. 800-225-5982. 800 call WVA. 800 visit WV. Fax 304-558-2956. Call WVA.com. WVOnline.com. Visit WV.com. wvweb.com. wvlink.com. state.wv.us. wvgazette.com. state.wv.us. wvculture.org. braxtonwv.org. camdenpark.com, amusementpark.fs.fed.us/gwjnfl. fs.fed.us/r9/mnfl. Canaanville.org. hancockcvb.com. hardycountywv.com. nps.gov/nary, newrivergorge.oldcentralcity.com, antiquescapital.randolphcountywv.com. richwoodwv.com. skiwva.com. summercvb.com. tcfrn.com, tylercounty.wvculture.org. wvhc.com, humanities. wvmba.com, mountainbikeassociation.wvparks.com. wvrafting.com. wvrtc.org, rails2trails.wvtrails.org, trailscoalition.wisconsin tourism. 201 W Washington. POB 7976. Madison, Wisconsin 53707. 800-432 trip. 800-372-2737. 800-365-6994. 608-266-2161. Fax 608-266-3403. travelwisconsin.com. escapetowisconsin.com. tourism.state.wi.us. badger.state.wi.us. weird-wi.com. wyataraction.com. Wisconsin.gov, wisconsinhistory.org, wisconsinstories.org, wistrails.com, AAAWISC.com, AACC-MILW.com, African American Chamber of Commerce.acc.nos.noaa.gov/ordercharts.htm, Water Navigational Maps.arts.state.wi.us, Arts and Crafts.bucks.com, basketballteam.datcp.state.wi.us/static/mktg, List of farms, roadside markets, etc.dot.state.wi.us/dtid/boa, aeronauticalcharts.elderhostel.org, activitiesforSeniors.hccw.org, Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.hochunk.com, casino/hcc, casinos.hostelingwisconsin.org, houdinihistory.org, milwaukeebrewers.com, baseballteam.milwaukeewave.com, soccerteam.mbr.uzaki.army.mil/miss river, river navigational maps.nps.gov/sacn, St. Croix Scenic Riverway.shsw.wisc.edu, historicalsociety.silentsports.net, thinkwisconsin.com, conventioncenters.uex.edu/wgnhs, topographicalmaps.wirestaurant.org, restaurants.wisc.edu/Wisconsin Press, books.wisconsincampgrounds.com, wisconsintatehorse-council.org, wistrails.com, Wyoming Tourism, I-25 at College Dr. Cheyenne, WY80 2002, 800-225-5996, fax, 307-777-6904, 800-CALL-WYO, wyomingtourism.org, wyomingbusiness.org, state.wy.us, wyodex.com, wyolinks.com, wyomingcompanion.com, bbdvc.org, buffalobilldam.bbhc.org, Buffalo Bill Historical Center.gf.state.wy.us, nols.edu, Outdoor Leadership School, northwestmusic.org, week-long jazz courses.rendezvousroyale.org, skyboom.com/wyscheduling, horse-drawn sleigh events.tetonscience.org, scienceschool.uwo.edu/lib/Wyoming, wyomingbnbranchrec.com, homestay and outdoor adventures.wyomingfilm.org, wyomingoutdoors.com, ynp-lodges.com, Yellowstone Park Lodges.American Samoa, POG 1147, Pago Pago American Samoa 96799, 011-684-699-9280, SamoanET.com, Tourist Boards for Canada by Province, Alberta Tourism, 4th FL.101551 102nd St. Edmonton, UP T5J4L6, 403-427-1905, fax 403-422-9127, 800-661-8888, travelalberta.com, alberta.com, gov.ab.ca, findalberta.com, bbalberta.com, bed and breakfast.bbcanada.com/Alberta Central, bed and breakfast.comcept.ab.ca/can-travel, qg.ab.ca, discoveralberta.com, db.nucleus.com/heartland, goodtour.dinosaurvalley.com, discovertherockies.com, explorealberta.com, hotels.frontrange.ab.ca, golfcanada.com/Alberta, greatnorth.ab.ca, sealberta.com, jaspercanadianrockies.com, lacheloise.com, tourismcalgary.com, 800-661-1678. Travelalberta.com, 800-661-8888.worldweb.com/parkscanada-banff. British Columbia Tourism. Parliament Building, Victoria, BCV 8V1X4. 604-387-1642. Fax 604-356-8246. 800 Hello BC. 800-663-6000. 800-855-0511, Help for Hearing Impaired. 604-324-3611, wheelchairaccess.hellobc.com. BritishColumbia.com. BCinformation.com. BCRockies.com. DiscoverBC.com. BCTravel.com. parkscanada.pch.gc.ca/parks/bc_np_e, parksbc.gov.bc.ca, travel.bc.ca, islands.bc.ca, island.net, artbc.com, artsandculturalhighway.com, bcadventure.com, bcferries.com, 888-223-3779, bchighway.com, bcrockies.com, bcsf.org, snowmobile.bctravel.com, bcwine.com, bcyellow.com, phonebook.beautifulbc.ca, bigpacific.com, chamberofcommerce.bc.ca, diebritishcolumbia.com, fogwhistle.com/bclights, lighthouses.gcrc.com, traintours.grizzlytours.com, mybc.com, pacificcoast.net, searchbc.com, sportfishing.com, squamishrockguides.com, rockclimbing.vquest.com, westcoastadiotours.com, whistler-blackham.com, resort.city.kamloops.bc.ca, gulfislands.com, tourism-comox-valley.bc.ca, 800-463-4386.tourismwhistler.com, 800-944-7853. Manitoba Tourism. 7th FL.155 Carleton St. Winnipeg, MBR3C3H8. 204-945-3777. Fax 204-945-2302. 800-665-0040. 866 Manitoba. TravelManitoba.com. gov.mb.ca/itt/travel/explore/index.html. Manitoba.com. mbnet.mb.ca. AroundManitoba.com. ManitobaNow.com. ManitobaWeb.com. ManitobaVirtualTours.com. roadinfo.hwy.gov.mb.ca. BetaNDBreakfast.mb.ca. BrandonFairs.com. CentralPlains.mb.ca, ScenicRoutes.childrensfestival.mb.ca. CityofFlinFlon.com. Escape.ca/paddlewh, BoatRide.festivalvoyageur.mb.ca. FolkyAMA.ca. ManitobaGolf.mb.ca. Mennonite-Cherry-Tagivillage.mb.ca. MRTA.mb. TransCanadaTrail.mtc.mb.ca, TheatreCentre.redriverx.com, Exhibition.sportmanitoba.ca. TakePurityMB.ca. Town.bois7.mb.ca. TransCanadaYellowhead.com, Highway.vintagelocomotive.mb.ca. WAG.mb.ca, ArtGallery.wilderness.mb.ca. Winkler.online.com. New Brunswick Tourism. POB 6000. Fredericton, NBE3B5H1. 506-453-8742. 506-453-2421. Fax 506-453-7127. 800-561-0123. gov.nb.ca/tourism. tourismnewbrunswick.ca. tourismnbcanada.com. new-brunswick.com. newbrunswick.net. nbtourismgrading.nb.ca. angelfire.com. canadasirishfest.com. coastalins.com. festivalbythesea.com. gnb.ca/vha, Acadian Historical Village.grandfalls.com. harvestjazzblues.com. kingslanding.nb.ca. lib.unb.ca. lobsterfestival.nb.ca. nbnet.nb.ca. signaturevacations.com. town.heartland.nb.ca, coveredbridge.townsearch.com. whiskeynb.ca, Whiskey Festival, Fredericton. Tourism. pub 8730. St. John's NFA 1B4K2. 709-729-2830. Fax 709-729-0057. 800-563-6353. 800-563 NFLD. gov.nl.ca/tourism. gatewaytonewfoundland.com. tourisminfo@mail.gov.nl.ca. gov.nl.ca/ferry services. gov.nl.ca/parks&reserves. wordplay.com/welcome.html. avalon.nl.ca. cancom.net/Labrador. city.st-johns.nl.ca. downhomer.com, newfoundland.easternnewfoundland.com. heritage.nl.ca. tourismlabrador.com. maximevacations.com. 800-567-6666, sknf.mun.announce, memorialu.mun.ca/visitors, memorialuniversity.newfoundland-tours.com. nf.general, newfoundland.nfinteractive.org. nfld.net. nfmuseum.com. nf.simpatico.ca. pagemaker.ca/db/links.html. parkscanada.pch.gc.ca/parks/Newfoundland. parkscanada.gc.ca/growmorn. seascape.com/Labrador. thediscoverytrail.org. worldplay.com/welcome.html. kayakeo.hyperzource.com. maximevacations.com. 800-567-6666.newfoundlandtours.com. 888-660-6060.tuckamore-lodge.nl.net. 888-865-6361.western-newfoundland.com. 877 West Dunnell 7. wildlands.com. Nova Scotia Tourism. pub 456. Halifax, NSB 3J2R5. 902-425-5781. Fax 902-421-6897. 800-565-0000. 902-455-6942. disabilitiesinfo.explore.gov.ns.ca/virtualns. exploreNS.com. gov.ns.ca/tourism. novascotia.com. gonoviascotia.com. aboutyarmouth.com. 866-850-9900.acadianbus.ca. busservice.acadianrailway.com. antigonish.com. antigonish.com/trail, hikingtrail.atlanticfilm.com. atlanticoonline.ns.ca/travmag. bicycle.ns.ca. blissdhspa.com. bluenose2.ns.ca. cabot-trail-outdoors.com. capebretonnet.com. capechignecto.net. Catferry.com, 888-249-7245, ferry from Yarmouth to Bar Harbor, Maine.cbisland.com. chebukto.ns.ca/recreation/cvf, Vols Sport Federation.chebukto.ns.ca/recreation/field naturalists/fieldnat, naturalists.chebukto.ns.ca/recreation/ns-birdsoc, birdwatching.chesterplayhouse.ns.ca, 800-363-7529, theater.ckns.ca, canoe/kayak.ns.cntia.ns.ca, central.crosscountryskins.com, destination-ns.com, drlgroup.com, 877-450-2212, motorcoachtours.dunmac.com, 885-2595, museum, sheetharbor.eco-nova.com, evangelinetrail.com, gardenin.ns.ca, 877-414-8577, romanticinn.gooselane.com, 888-926-8377, bookabouthikingtrails.gov.ns.ca/nsaf/sportfishing, gov.ns.ca, gov.ns.ca/natar, naturalresources.gov.ns.ca/snsmr/consumer/publications, maps.government.ns.ca/src/pathways.wwq.htm, walkingandwheelingtrails.grandprewines.ns.ca, 866 Wines, Winery, near wolfville.hatfieldfarms.com, sleighrides.heritagevillage.ca, 877-287-0697, lakecharlotte.ingonish.com/ski, skicapesmoky.internationaltrailsday.com, lisamisduplainair.com, laamisduplainair.marineatlantic.ca, 800-341-7981, ferry to Newfoundland.martock.com, skiing.mountaingap.ns.ca, romanticinn.municipalities.com, museum.gov.ns.ca, museum.gov.ns.ca/mnh/nature/nsbird/b_sites.html, birdwatching.museum.gov.ns.ca/mnh/nature/winbirds, mvta.net, 384-2006, Moose River Gold Mines Museum, near elmsvale.nfl-bay.com, 888-249-7245, ferry to pei.novascotiatrails.com, nsnt.ca, 425-5263, nsnaturetrust.nsonline.com, nssa.ca, snowboardingassociation.ns.simpatico.ca/blt.trail, hiking trail near halifax.ns.simpatico.ca/river ranch, horsebackadventures.owakieslandin.com, 800-565-5075, Oak Island Resort and Spa.com, 800-565-5075.olderchardin.com, 800-561-8090, Greenwich, ns.onelighttheater.com, outdoors.com/medway.html, sleigh rides, parks.gov.ns.ca, peak.ca/cns, climbns.peggy'scove.ca, prdc.com/pctia, pictou-county.regionofqueens.com, saltybear.ca, 902-446-3866, busforyoungadventurers.scotiaprince.com, 866-568-232, ferry service, Portland, Maine to Yarmouth.secondparadise.ns.ca, farmhouse, loft, cottages.skiatlantic.com, skibenoan.com, eastbay.skiwentworth.ca, snowmobilersns.com, sportnovascotia.com, ssdia.com, southshore.simpatico.ca/fly.nova_scotia/aviation.html, Airports in NS. Titanic.gov.ns.ca. Tourismpictou-county.com. Trailpaq.com. Trailtc.ns.ca, hiking, transcanadatrail.trails.gov.ns.ca. Trails.ns.ca, hiking.trails.gov.ns.ca. Valleyweb.com, Annapolis.visitbaddeck.com. golfnovascotia.com. novascotia.com. Oak Island Resort&Spa.com, 800-565-5075, Mahone Bay, n.s.ssdia.com, South Shore Tourism. Tourism. Queen's Park. Toronto, on M7 at 2 times 10 to the power of first. 416-314-0944. 800 Ontario. 800-268-3736 French. OntarioTravel.net. Ontario-Canada.com. OntarioCanadaTravel.com. mnr.gov.on.ca/mnr/park/index.html. gov.on.ca. onwebguide.ca. ago.net, artgallery.artsinthewild.com, tours.attthecottage.com, cottage rentals, ontario.attractions.on.ca. attractionsontario.ca. atvontario.com, 888-381-4992, three-wheeler-trail-vehicles.civilization.ca, bigmuseum.craftsontario.com. familifishingweekend.com. festival-events-ont.com. fobba.com, bed and breakfast association.gardnermuseum.on.ca. heritagefdn.on.ca. hikeontario.com. horse.on.ca. letsgoboating.com, 888-579-boat. mcmichael.com, museum.mto.gov.on.ca, Ministry of Transport.nac-cna.ca, National Arts Centre.nationalfishingweekcanada.net. nanta.net, Northern Ontario Native Tourism Association. norfolkcountyfair.com, Horse Show 2, Simcoe, on.northernlife.com. ontariocycling.org. ontarionature.org, 800-440-2366. ontarioparks.com, 888-668-7275. ontarioplace.com. ontsportfishingguide.org. paddlingontario.com, canoeing.rideau-info.com/canal, rideaucanal.ceylon.org, 888-672-7245, sailing.sceniccaves.com, Collingwood, on.spasontario.com, 800-990-7702. summertheatre.org, tickets to summer theaters. thepowerplant.org. artgallery.underwatercouncil.com. wineroute.com. canadaswonderland.com, amusement park, Vaughan, ontario.horseshoeresort.com, Barrie, ontario.ojc.com, horse racing, rexdale.ontarioplace.com. sciencenorth.on.ca, sciencecentre.skydome.com. backpackers.ca. bbreservationsontario.com, 877-477-5827, bedandbreakfasts.campgrounds.org. countryhosts.com, stay at a farm or country home.fobba.com, bed and breakfast federation.hostelingintl.ca. mnr.gov.on.ca, natural resources, fishing and hunting.ontarioacommo.ion.com, 800-461-1972. ontarioparks.com. resorts-ontario.com. voyageur.com, Busco Brusettrailerg, 800-665-4453, hiking. Prince Edward Island Tourism. Box 940. Charlottetown, Pay CIA 7M5. 902-368-4655. 4444. 902-892-2457. Fax 902-368-4438. 888 Pay Play. 800-463-4 Pay. 800-565-0267. 800-887-5453, FrenchInfo.payplay.com. peisland.com. gov.pe.ca/info. getoutside.com, 800-207-3899. paytours.payonline.com. mcenter@paynet.pe.ca. anubgreangibles.cc. ansociety.org. avonlee.ca. bbcanada.com/countryinspay. confidcourtmall.com. shopping.confederationcenter.com. cottagelink.com. foundershall.ca. inzongreatgeorge.com. kata.pe.ca. meetingspay.com, conventioninfo.paybusinessdevelopment.com. payrestaurants.com. payshellfish.com, 866-955-2003, festival.regionevangeline.com. sanspit.com, amusementpark.sciencefun.com. sweptawaycottages.com, 877-963-2929, Cavendish, pe.webpay.com. woodleyreplicas.com. Quebec Tourism. Number 400. 1010 St. Catherine W. Montreal, QCH3C2W3. 514-873-2015. Fax 514-864-3838. 877 Bonjour. 888-883-8801, within Quebec. 514-252-3104, wheelchair access info.bonjourquebec.com. tourisme.gov.qc.ca. tourisme.gov.qc.ca/anglais. info@tourisme.gov.qc.ca. destinationquebec.com. gov.qu.ca. infofestival.com. marianopolis.edu/Quebec history. quebecmaritime.qc.ca. quebecplus.ca. quebecregion.com. quebecregion.cuq.qc.ca. quebectel.com/tourisme. quebecweb.com/tourisme. tourisme.gov.qc.ca. carnival.qc.ca, 800-4 carnival.cirquevusolile.com. sitelibre.com. nprison.com, 819-372-0406, prison tour, troyesrivieres.fun2ski.com, 888-fun2ski.grandprix.ca, car racing. mbam.qc.ca, artgallery.laurentide.com. home.earthlink.net/tilde-t-ariel, montreal.villagetouristique.com. icehotelcanada.com, 877-505-0423. carnival.qc.ca, 866-4 carnival. Saskatchewan Tourism. 1922 Park St. Regina, SKS4P3V7. 877-2 Escape. 800-667-7191. 800-66 Parks. Fax, 306-787-5744. mysask.com. 2escape.com. zasktourism.com. sasktourism.com/events. sasktourism.com/farmersmarkets. sasktourism.com. sasktourism.com. info@sasktourism.com. sasksearch.com. gov.sk.ca. saskatchewan.worldweb.com. sasknet.com. allensapp.com, Gallery of Native art.canoeski.com, tours.cowboycanoe.com, tours.dinocountry.com, fossiltours.greatexcursions.com, lights.com/waterways, canoesask.gov.sk.ca/rsm, museum.saskbounty.com, food.saskgenealogy.com, skyperty.com/parklands/books, Book Saskatchewan Trails, unibase.com/cycling, cyclingassociation.virtualski.com, Yukon Territory Tourism, POG 2703, Whitehorse, YKY12C6, 867-667-5340, fax, 867-993-6415, 800-78 Yukon, TouriaYukon.com, gov.yk.us, TouriaYukon.com, YukonAlaska.com, YukonCommunities.yk.ca, Yukon.net, YukonInfo.com, YukonNow.com, YukonZite.com, YukonGold.com, YukonWeb.com, YukonWeb.wis.net, YKNet.yk.ca, Northwest Territory Tourism, Travel Arctic, POB 610, Yellowknife, NWCA2N5, 867-873-7200, fax, 867-873-4059, 800-661-0788, nwttravel.nt.ca, arctic@nwttravel.nt.ca, gov.nt.ca, rwed.gov.nt.ca, wildlife.bmmda.nt.ca, mackenziedelta.city.yellowknife.nt.ca, hayriver.com, northernfrontier.com, nwtresearch.com, Nunavut Territory Tourism, POG 1450, Iqaluit, Nuku'oho, 800-491-7910, 867-979-6551, fax, 867-979-1261, Nunatur@nunanet.com, nunatur.nt.ca, gov.nu.ca, nunavut.com, tunnavik.com/site-ang/nlca, settlements, National Park Resources. Try hashtag 917.3 at the library for books about national parks. gorp.com/gorp/activity/hiking.htm, gorp.com/gorp/resource/us_national_park, llbean.com/park-search, nationalpark.com, nationalparks.org, npca.org, nwf.org, recreation.gov, recreation on federal lands. refugenet.com/nwrs, refuges.us-national-parks.net, Bureau of Land Management, U.S. Department of the Interior, 18th and CSTS, NW, Washington, D.C. 20240, 202-208-3171, blm.gov, publiclands.org, booklet The Recreation Guide to BLM Lands. Campground reservations, 800-365-2267, reservations.nps.gov, Camping Reservations National Forests, 877-444-6777, reserveusa.com, Conference of National Park Concessionaires, Mammoth Cave, Kentucky 42259, 502-773-2191, free booklet, National Parks Visitor Facilities and Services, describes overnight lodgings and all other facilities in the National Park System. Fish and Wildlife Service, U.S. Department of the Interior, Washington, D.C. 20240, 202-208-5611, fws.gov, forestinformation.com, 888-398 Tour. Forest Service. USFS. 201 14th Street Southwest. Washington, D.C. 20250. 202-205-0957. fs.fed.us. Free booklet A Guide to Your National Forests Forest Service. USFS Forest Pass. 800-270-7504. fs.fed.us/r6/mbs. Pass required to enter National Forests Forest Service. USFS Fall Foliage Hotline. 800-354-4595. fs.fed.us/r6/mbs. National Archives. Washington, D.C. 20408. NARA.gov. Advanced Information on Battlefields, etc. National Forest Camping Reservation. 800-238 Camp. National Parks Foundation. 888 Go Parks. Nationalparks.org. Bypasses. National Parks and Conservation Association. 1300 19th Street Northwest. Number 300. Washington, D.C. 20036. 202-223 ENCA. Fax, 202-659-0650. npca.org. National Parks Magazine. National Parks Trade Journal. Wawona Station. Yosemite National Park, California 95389. If you think you might be interested in working for the National Park Service, either full-time or seasonally, you should consider buying this book. It goes for about $20. It gives specific details about the employment opportunities at the national parks, both governmental and private businesses. Superintendent of Documents. U.S. Government Printing Office. Washington, D.C. 20402. 202-512-1800. Fax, 202-512-1716. bibcs@access.digex.net. access.gpo.gov/su_docs. Request subject Bibliography 016, National Park Service Handbooks, which lists many books you can buy cheaply. They also sell national park posters. The Parks Co-Pub 284. Maryhurst, Oregon 97036. 888-727-5726. theparksco.com. Free catalog of books. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. 2803 52nd Avenue, Hyattsville, Maryland 20781. 301-394-0081. uzaki.army.mil/recreation. Free booklets about recreation areas. U.S. Department of the Interior. Public Affairs. POB 37127. Washington, D.C. 20013. 202-208-5717. 202-208-4747. DOI.gov. Booklets like Recreation Guide to BLM Public Lands, which features many obscure recreation areas. National Park websites by state. nps.gov/parks. xantera.com/properties, 303-338-6000, hotel bookings in national parks. Alabama. nps.gov/hobe, Horseshoe Bend National Military Park. nps.gov/Leary, Little River Canyon National Park. nps.gov/Ruka, Russell Cave National Monument. nps.gov/Tuoi, Tuskegee Airmen National Historic Site. nps.gov/Tuien, Tuskegee Institute National Historic Site. Alaska. nps.gov/Ology, Alagnak Wild River. nps.gov/Aniak, Aniakchuk National Monument. nps.gov/Bella, nomalaska.org, Bering Land Bridge National Park. nps.gov/CAKR, Cape Krusenstern National Monument.nps.gov/Dina, Denali National Park.nps.gov/Gar, Gates of the Arctic National Park.nps.gov/GLBA, Glacier Bay National Park.nps.gov/Cathem, catmaitland.com, Katmai National Park.nps.gov/Kefj, Kenai Fjords National Park.nps.gov/KLGO, Klondike Gold Rush National Historic Park.nps.gov/Kova, Kobuk Valley National Park.nps.gov/Lakel, Lake Clark National Park.nps.gov/Noati, Noatak National Park.nps.gov/Sitka, Sitka National Historic Park.nps.gov/WRST, Wrangell St. Elias National Park.nps.gov/YUK/Yukon-Charlie Rivers National Park.onalaska.com, Aleutian War Historic Area.Arizona. nps.gov/Kakh, Canyon de Chelly National Monument.nps.gov/Kagar, Casa Grande Ruins.nps.gov/Chur, Chiricahua National Monument.nps.gov/Coro, ArizonaNAGuide.com/Sierra Vista, Coronado National Monument.nps.gov/Fabo, Fort Bowie National Historic Site.nps.gov/GLCA, Glen Canyon National Recreation Area.nps.gov/GRCA, Grand Canyon National Park.nps.gov/Hutar, Hubble Trading Post National Historic Site.nps.gov/Mocha, Montezuma Castle National Monument.nps.gov/Nava, Navajo National Monument. nps.gov/ORPI, Oregon Pipe Cactus National Monument.nps.gov/PEFO, Petrified Forest National Park.nps.gov/Pima, Hohokam Pima National Monument.nps.gov/PISP, Pipe Spring National Monument.nps.gov/SAGU, Saguaro National Park.nps.gov/SUCR, Sunset Crater Volcano National Monument.nps.gov/Taunt, Tonto National Monument.nps.gov/Tuma, Tumakakori National Historic Park.nps.gov/Tuzai, Tuzagut National Monument.nps.gov/Waka, Walnut Canyon National Monument. nps.gov/WUPA, Wupatki National Monument. Arkansas. nps.gov/ARPO, Arkansas Post National Monument t.nps.gov/Buff, Buffalo National River.nps.gov/CE High, Central High School National Historic Site.nps.gov/FOSM, Fort Smith National Historic Site.nps.gov/HOSP, Hot Springs National Park.nps.gov/Perry, Pea Ridge National Military Park. California. nps.gov/Cabar, Cabrillo National Monument.nps.gov/Kais, Channel Islands National Park.nps.gov/Deva, Death Valley National Park.nps.gov/Depot, Devil's Postpile National Monument.nps.gov/Euan, Eugene O'Neill National Historic Site. nps.gov/FAPO, Fort Point National Historic Site.nps.gov/Goga, Golden Gate National Recreation Area.nps.gov/Jomu, John Muir National Historic Site.nps.gov/Jotar, Joshua Tree National Park.nps.gov/Lavo, Lassen Volcanic National Park. Parks.gov/Labe, Labe Beads National Monument.nps.gov/Mans, Manzanar National Historic Site.nps.gov/Emaja, Mojave National Park.nps.gov/Muwo, Muirwoods National Monument.nps.gov/Pin, Pinnacles National Monument.nps.gov/Por, Point Reyes National Seashore.nps.gov/Redw, Redwood National Park.nps.gov/Safar, San Francisco Maritime National Historic Park.nps.gov/Samo, Santa Monica National Recreation Area.nps.gov/Saki, Sequoia, and Kings Canyon National Park.nps.gov/Wis, Whiskeytown National recreationarea.nps.gov/yosi, yosemitepark.com, Yosemite National Park. Colorado. nps.gov/beol, Bent's Old Fort National Historic Site.nps.gov/blca, Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park.nps.gov/calm, Colorado National Monument.nps.gov/cure, Keakonti National Monument.nps.gov/dino, Dinosaur National Monument.nps.gov/flfo, Fluorescent Fossil Beds National Monument. nps.gov/grsa, Great Sand Dunes National Park.nps.gov/hove, Hovenweep National Monument.nps.gov/meve, Mesa Verde National Park.nps.gov/romo, Grand Lake Chamber.com, RockyMTNTrab.com, Rocky Mountain National Park.nps.gov/yo, Yucca House National Monument. Connecticut. nps.gov/WIFA, Weir Farm National Historic Site. District of Columbia. nps.gov/CAGA, Constitution Gardens.nps.gov/FOTH, Ford Theater National Historic Site.nps.gov/FDRM, Franklin Delano Roosevelt Memorial.nps.gov/FRDO, Frederick Douglass National Historic Site.nps.gov/GWMP, Lyndon Baines Johnson Memorial Grove.nps.gov/KWVM, Korean War Memorial Veterans.nps.gov/link, Lincoln Memorial.nps.gov/MAMC, Mary McLeod Bethune Council House National Historic Site.nps.gov/NACC, National Parks.gov/NACE, National Capital Region.nps.gov/NAMA, National Mall.nps.gov/PAVI. Pennsylvania Avenue National Historic Site.nps.gov/POE, Potomac Heritage National Scenic Trail.nps.gov/ROCKR, Rock Creek Park.nps.gov/this, Theodore Roosevelt Island.nps.gov/THJE, Thomas Jefferson Memorial. nps.gov/vive, Vietnam Veterans Memorial.nps.gov/WAMO, Washington Monument.nps.gov/WHO, Whitehouse.gov. Florida. nps.gov/BICE, Big Cypress National Preserve.nps.gov/BISC, Biscayne National Park.nps.gov/Cana, Canaveral Seashore.nps.gov/Casa, Castillo de San Marcos National Monument.nps.gov/Deso, DeSoto National Memorial. nps.gov/DRTO, Dry Tortugas National Park.nps.gov/Ever, Everglades National Park.nps.gov/FOCIA, Fort Caroline National Memorial. nps.gov/FOMA, Fort Matanzas National Monument.nps.gov/GUIS, Gulf Islands Seashore.nps.gov/TIMU, Timucuan Ecological and Historical Preserve. Georgia. nps.gov/and, Andersonville National Historic Site.nps.gov/Chad, Chattahoochee River National Recreation Area.nps.gov/CHCH, Chickamauga and Chattanooga National Military Park.nps.gov/CUIS, Cumberland Island National Seashore.nps.gov/FOFR, Fort Frederica National Monument.nps.gov/FOPU, Fort Pulaski National Monument.nps.gov/JICA, Jimmy Carter National Historic Site.nps.gov/Chemo, Kennesaw Mountain Battlefield Park. nps.gov/Malu, Martin Luther King Jr. National Historic Site.nps.gov/OCMU, Okmulgee National Monument. Hawaii. nps.gov/Hale, Haleakala National Park.nps.gov/HAVO, Hawaii Volcanoes National Park.nps.gov/Kala, Kalaupapa National Historic Park.nps.gov/Keho, Kalokohonoko National Historic Park.nps.gov/Puho, Puhanueo Honahunau National Historic Park.nps.gov/Puhi, Pukahalaheo National Historic Site.nps.gov/USAR, USS Arizona Memorial. Idaho. nps.gov/0, City of Rocks National River.nps.gov/CRMO, Craters of the Moon National Monument.nps.gov/HAFO, Hagerman Fossil Beds National Monument.nps.gov/NEPI, Nez Perce National Historic Park Illinois. nps.gov/LIHO, Lincoln Home National Historic Site.Indiana. nps.gov/GERO, George Rogers Clark National Historic Park.nps.gov/INDU, Indiana Dunes National Lakeshore.nps.gov/LIBO, Lincoln Boyhood National Monument. Iowa. nps.gov/FMO, Effigy Mounds National Monument. nps.gov/HEO, Herbert Hoover National Historic Site. Kansas. nps.gov/BRVB, Brown vs. Board of Education National Historic Site.nps.gov/FOLS, Fort Larned National Historic Site.nps.gov/FOSC, Fort Scott National Historic Site.nps.gov/NICO, Nicodemus National Historic Site.nps.gov/TAPAR, Tall Grass Prairie National Park. Kentucky. nps.gov/ABLI, Abraham Lincoln Birthplace National Historic Site.nps.gov/CUGA, Cumberland Gap National Historic Park.nps.gov/MACA, CavesandLakes.com, Mammoth Cave National Park. Louisiana. nps.gov/Cary, Cane River Creole National Historic Park.nps.gov/Gela, Jean Lafitte National Historic Park.nps.gov/NEOR, New Orleans Jazz National Historic Park, nofm.org/chamber.nps.gov/popo, crt.state.la.us, Poverty Point National Monument. Maine. fdr.net, Roosevelt Park.nps.gov/academic, Acadia National Park.nps.gov/SACAR, St. Croix Island International Historic Site. Maryland. nps.gov/anti, Antietam National Battlefield.nps.gov/ASIS, Assateague Island National Seashore. nps.gov/Cato, Catoctin Mountain Park.nps.gov/CHOH, Chesapeake and Ohio Canal National Historic Park.nps.gov/CLBIA, Clara Barton National Historic Site.nps.gov/FOMC, Fort McHenry National Monument.nps.gov/FOA, Fort Washington Park.nps.gov/GRE, Greenbelt Park.nps.gov/HAMP, Hampton National Historic Site.nps.gov/Mono, Monocacy National Battlefield.nps.gov/PIC, Piscataway Park.nps.gov/THAT, Thomas Stone National Historic Site. Massachusetts. EssexHeritage.org. nps.gov/Adam, Adams National Historic Park.nps.gov/BOAF, Boston African American National Historic Site.nps.gov/BOA, Boston Harbor Islands National Recreation Area, bostonislands.org. nps.gov/BOST, Boston National Historic Park.nps.gov/CACO, Cape Cod National Seashore.nps.gov/FRELA, Frederick Law Olmsted National Historic Site.nps.gov/JOFI, John F. Kennedy National Historic Site.nps.gov/Long, Longfellow National Historic Site.nps.gov/Low, Lowell National Historic Park.nps.gov/MEMA, Minuteman National Historic Park.nps.gov/NEBI, New Bedford Whaling Historic Park, ci.newbedford.ma.us, National Battlefield Chamber.com. nps.gov/SAMA, Salem Maritime National Historic Site. nps.gov/SIR, Saugus Iron Works National Historic Site.nps.gov/SPAR, Springfield Armory National Historic Site. Michigan. nps.gov/ISRO, Isle Royale National Park.nps.gov/QE, Keweenaw National Historic Park.nps.gov/piro, Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore.nps.gov/slbe, Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore.minnesota. nps.gov/grpo, Grand Portage National Monument.nps.gov/miss, Mississippi National River and Recreation Area.nps.gov/pipe, Pipestone National Monument, pipestone.mn.us.nps.gov/voya, Voyageurs National Park, Mississippi. nps.gov/brcr, Bryce's Crossroads National Battlefield Site.nps.gov/natc, Natchez National Historic Park.nps.gov/nat, Natchez Trace National Scenic Trail.nps.gov/natar, Natchez Trace Parkway.nps.gov/tupi, Tupelo National Battlefield.nps.gov/vic, Vicksburg National Military Park, Missouri. nps.gov/gwca, George Washington Carver National Monument. nps.gov/jeff, Jefferson National Expansion Memorial. nps.gov/ojar, Ozark National Scenic Riverway. nps.gov/ulsg, Ulysses S. Grant National Historic Site. nps.gov/wicr, Wilson's Creek National Battlefield, Montana. nps.gov/biho, Big Hole National Battlefield. nps.gov/bica, Bighorn Canyon National Recreation Area. nps.gov/glac, Glacier National Park. nps.gov/grko, Grant Coors Ranch National Historic Site. nps.gov/libi, Little Bighorn Battlefield National Monument, Nebraska. nps.gov/agfo, Agate Fossil Beds National Monument. nps.gov/home, Homestead National Monument. nps.gov/lecl, Lewis and Clark National Historic Trail. nps.gov/mnrr, Missouri National Recreation River. nps.gov/NINR, Niobrara National Scenic River. nps.gov/scbl, Scottsbluff National Monument, Nevada. nps.gov/GRBA, Great Basin National Park. nps.gov/LAME, Lake Mead National Recreation Area, New Hampshire. nps.gov/SAGA, St. Gaudens National Historic Site, New Jersey. nps.gov/ADIS, Edison National Historic Site. nps.gov/Greg, Great Egg Harbor National Scenic and Recreational River. nps.gov/Moore, Morristown National Historic Park. nps.gov/NAE, New Jersey Coastal Heritage Trail, New Mexico. nps.gov/AZRU, Aztec Ruins National Monument. nps.gov/Band, Bandelier National Monument. nps.gov/Cabo, Capelin Volcano National Monument. nps.gov/Cave, Carlsbad Caverns National Park. nps.gov/CHCU, Chaco Culture National Historic Park. nps.gov/ELMA, El Malpais National Monument. nps.gov, El Morro National Monument. nps.gov/FUN, Fort Union National Monument, Las Vegas, New Mexico.com. nps.gov/GICL, Gila Cliff Dwellings National Monument. nps.gov/PECO, Pecos National Historic Park. nps.gov/PETAR, Petroglyphs National Monument. nps.gov, Salinas Pueblos Mission National Monument. nps.gov/WHSA, White Sands National Monument, Alamogordo.com. New York. HudsonGreenway.state.ny.us. nps.gov/CACL, Castle Clinton National Monument. nps.gov/ELRO, Eleanor Roosevelt National Historic Site. nps.gov/FAHA, Federal Hall National Memorial. nps.gov/FIIS, Fire Island National Seashore. nps.gov/FOSD, Fort Stanwix National Monument. nps.gov/Gate, Gateway National Recreation Area. nps.gov/GEGR, General Grant National Monument. nps.gov/Hagar, Hamilton Grange National Memorial. nps.gov/Hafar, Franklin D. Roosevelt National Historic Site. nps.gov/Mava, Martin Van Buren National Historic Site. nps.gov/Asahi, Sagamore Hill National Historic Site, islandmetro.com, lickvb.com. nps.gov/SAPA, St. Paul's Church National Historic Site. nps.gov/Sarah, Saratoga National Historic Park. nps.gov/SDLI, Statue of Liberty National Monument. nps.gov/THRB, Theodore Roosevelt National Historic Site. nps.gov/THRI, Theodore Roosevelt Inaugural National Historic Site. nps.gov/VAMA, Vanderbilt Mansion National Historic Site. nps.gov/WARI, Women's Rights National Historic Park, SenecaChamber.org. North Carolina. nps.gov/BLRI, Blue Ridge Parkway. nps.gov/CAHA, Cape Hatteras National Seashore. nps.gov/CALO, Cape Lookout National Seashore. nps.gov/Carl, Carl Sandburg Home National Historic Site. nps.gov/4A, Fort Raleigh National Historic Site. nps.gov/GUCO, Guilford Courthouse National Military Park. nps.gov/Makar, Moores Creek National Battlefield. nps.gov/WRBR, Wright Brothers National Monument. North Dakota. nps.gov/FUS, Fort Union Trading Post National Historic Site. nps.gov/KNRI, Knife River Indian Villages National Historic Site. nps.gov/Through, Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Ohio. nps.gov/CUVA, Cuyahoga National Park. nps.gov/DAV, Dayton Aviation Heritage National Historic Park. nps.gov/JAGA, James A. Garfield National Historic Site. nps.gov/PEVI, Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial. nps.gov/WIHO, WM. Howard Taft National Historic Site. Oklahoma. oklahoma.net/connection/memorial, Oklahoma City National Memorial after the bombing of the FBI building in 1995. nps.gov/Chic, Chickasaw National Recreation Area. nps.gov/WABA, Washita Battlefield National Historic Site. Oregon. nps.gov/CRLA, Crater Lake National Park. nps.gov/FOCL, Fort Clatsop National Monument. nps.gov/JOTA, John Day Fossil Beds National Monument. nps.gov/ORCA, Oregon Caves National Monument. Pennsylvania. nps.gov/ALPO, Allegheny Portage Railroad National Historic Site, AlleghenyMountains.com, 800-842-5866, visit johnstonpa.com, 800-237-8590. nps.gov/DUA, Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area. nps.gov/EDAL, Edgar Allan Poe National Historic Site. nps.gov/EISE, Eisenhower National Historic Site. nps.gov/Phone, Fort Necessity National Battlefield. nps.gov/EFRI, Friendship Hill National Historic Site. nps.gov/Get, Gettysburg National Military Park, gettysburg.com. nps.gov/HOFU, Hopewell Furnace National Historic Site. nps.gov/IND, Independence National Historic Park. nps.gov/JOFL, Johnstown Flood National Monument. nps.gov/DUA, Middle Delaware National Scenic River. nps.gov/STE, Steamtown National Historic Site. nps.gov/THANCO, Thaddeus Kosciuszko National Memorial. nps.gov/UPDE, Upper Delaware Scenic and Recreational River. nps.gov/VAFO, Valley Forge National Historic Park. Rhode Island. nps.gov/BLACK, Blackstone River Valley National Heritage Corridor. nps.gov/ROI, Roger Williams National Memorial. TuroSynagogue.org, Turo Synagogue National Historic Site. South Carolina. HistoricCamden.org. nps.gov/CHPI, Charles Pinckney National Historic Site. nps.gov/COSW, Congaree Swamp National Monument. nps.gov/COWP, Cowpens National Battlefield. nps.gov/FOMO, Fort Moultrie National Monument. nps.gov/FOSU, Fort Sumter National Monument. nps.gov/KIMO, Kings Mountain National Military Park. nps.gov/NISI 96 National Historic Site. South Dakota. nps.gov/BADL, Badlands National Park. nps.gov/JECA, Jewel Cave National Monument. nps.gov/MIMI, Minuteman Missile National Historic Site. nps.gov/MOREU, Mount Rushmore National Monument. nps.gov/WICA, Wind Cave National Park. Tennessee. nps.gov/ANJA, Andrew Jackson National Historic Site. nps.gov/BISO, Big South Fork National River and Recreation Area. nps.gov/FOTO, Foote Donaldson National Battlefield. nps.gov/GRSM, Great Smoky Mountains National Park. nps.gov/OBID, Obid Wild and Scenic River. nps.gov/SHIEL, Shiloh National Military Park. nps.gov/STRI, Stones River National Battlefield. Texas. nps.gov/ALFEL, Alabats Flint Quarries National Monument. nps.gov/AMOS, Amistad National Recreation Area. nps.gov/BIBI, Big Bend National Park. nps.gov/BITH, Big Thicket National Preserve. nps.gov/CHAM, Chamizal National Memorial. nps.gov/FOTA, Fort Davis National Historic Site. nps.gov/GUMO, Guadalupe Mountains National Park. nps.gov/LAMAR, Lake Meredith National Recreation Area. nps.gov/LEJO, Lyndon B. Johnson National Historic Park. nps.gov/PAL, Palo Alto Battlefield National Historic Site. nps.gov/PAYS, Padre Island National Seashore. nps.gov/RIGAR, Rio Grande Wild and Scenic River. nps.gov/SAN, San Antonio Missions National Historic Park. Utah. nps.gov/ARCH, Arches National Park. nps.gov/BRCA, Bryce Canyon National Park. nps.gov/CANY, Canyonlands National Park. nps.gov/CARE, Capitol Reef National Park, capitalreef.org. nps.gov/CEBR, Cedar Breaks National Monument. nps.gov/GLCA, Glen Canyon National Recreation Area. nps.gov/GOSP, Golden Spike National Historic Site. nps.gov/NAVAR, Natural Bridges National Monument. nps.gov/RAVAR, Rainbow Bridge National Monument. nps.gov/TICA, Timpanogos Cave National Monument. nps.gov/Zion, Zion National Park. Vermont. nps.gov/mabi, Marsh Billings Rockefeller National Historic Park, Virginia. nps.gov/apco, Appomattox Courthouse National Historic Park. nps.gov/arho, Arlington House, the Robert E. Lee National Memorial. nps.gov/BOA, Booker T. Washington National Monument. nps.gov/Colorado, Colonial National Historic Park. nps.gov/FRSP, Fredericksburg and Spotsylvania County Battlefields National Military Park. nps.gov/GAVA, George Washington Birthplace National Monument. nps.gov/GWMP, George Washington Memorial Parkway. nps.gov/MALW, Maggie L. Walker National Historic Site. nps.gov/MANA, Manassas National Battlefield. nps.gov/PETE, Petersburg National Battlefield. nps.gov/PRWI, Prince William Forest Park. nps.gov/RICH, Richmond National Battlefield Park. nps.gov/Shen, visit shenandoah.com, Shenandoah National Park. nps.gov/WATAR, Wolf Trap Performing Arts Center, wolftrap.org. Washington. nps.gov/EBLA, Ebby's Landing National Historic Reserve. nps.gov/FOVA, Fort Vancouver National Historic Site. nps.gov/LARO, Lake Roosevelt National Recreation Area. nps.gov/MORA, Mount Rainier National Park. nps.gov/NOCA, North Cascades National Park, also the Lake Chelan National Recreation Area. nps.gov/OLIMO, Olympic National Park, yni.org/OPI, northolympic.com, visit kalaloch.com, olympicpeninsula.com. nps.gov/ROLA, Ross Lake National Recreation Area. nps.gov/SAJH, San Juan Island National Historic Park. nps.gov/WHMI, Whitman Mission National Historic Site. West Virginia. nps.gov/Blue, Bluestone National Scenic River. nps.gov/Gauri, Gauli River National Recreation Area. nps.gov/Hafi, Harpers Ferry National Historic Park. nps.gov/Neri, New River Gorge National River. coalheritage.org. Wisconsin. nps.gov/Apis, Apostle Islands National Lakeshore. nps.gov/Saken, St. Croix National Scenic Riverway. Wyoming. nps.gov/Deto, Devil's Tower National Monument. nps.gov/Fola, Foot Laramie National Historic Site. nps.gov/Fabu, Fossil Butte National Monument. nps.gov/GRTE, Grand Teton National Park. nps.gov/JODR, John D. Rockefeller Jr. Memorial Parkway. nps.gov/YEL, Yellowstone National Park. American Samoa. nps.gov/NPSA, National Park. Guam. ghra.org.gu, Hotels and Restaurants. nps.gov/WAPA, War in the Pacific National Historic Park. Puerto Rico. nps.gov/ESAJU, San Juan National Historic Site. U.S. Virgin Islands. nps.gov/BIZ, Buck Island Reef National Monument. nps.gov/CRE, Christiansted National Historic Site. nps.gov/SARI, Salt River Bay National Historic Park. nps.gov/7S, Virgin Islands National Park. Outdoor websites. ZionMountainResort.com/employment.html 10000waves.com, kayakingmontana.4x44u.com, 4-wheeling.adventuredirectory.com, adventureseek.com, adventuresports.com, adventureteam.com. AdventureTrips.com, Alaska.net, AlaskaStateParks.org, dnr.state.ak.us, AllOutdoors.com, AmazonForays.com, AmericanBirding.org, AmericaOutdoors.org, AMF4.org, AmericanForests.mrivers.org, AppalachiaAndTrail.org, 540-544-7388, Trail in the United States, 2,100 miles long. Aquatica.com, Audubon.org, nature.ostrop.org.au, natureinaustralia.away.com, Backpacker.com, BackpackGuide.com, BirdwatchersDigest.com, BTCV.org, British Trust for Conservation, calacademy.org/calwild, Natural Science California, CKF.org, CaliforniaKayaks.cnf.ca, CanadianNature.coloradotrail.org, Nature Trail, from Denver to Durango, 470 miles. Conservation.org, CumberstoLTech.org, New Mexico, ScenicRailroad.emagazine.com, Environment.emsonline.com, Eastern Mountain Sports, Outdoor Recreation Store.enn.com, EnvironmentalNews.espnoutdoors.com, FarmTimes.com, FieldingTravel.com, FloridaTrail.org, 877-hikefla.gapadventures.com, 800-465-5600, GibbonCenter.org, Santa Clarita, California, animals similar to monkeys.gorp.com, GreatOutdoors.com, HCN.org, High Country Foundation, Rockies.heldref.org, Environment.HimalayanHighTreks.com, Hostels.com/guide, itesnet.com/home/getlostsmag.html, Izon.com, Backpackerjournal.kalani.com, Retreat, Hawaii.kittyhawk.com, hanggliding.llbean.com/park search, matc.org, Maine Appalachian Trail.mountainfreak.com, mountainzone.com, nationaltrust.org, nativetrails.org, natureco.com, ncsparks.net, Piceno River State Park, North Carolina.npca.org, nationalparks.nrdc.org/eamicuz, environmentalissues.nrpa.org, National Recreation and Park Association.nts.org.uk, Nature, United Kingdom.nwf.org, wildlife.ontarionature.org, ool.com, oregonriver.com, 800-827-1358, orlo.org, beardeluxemagazine.outdoorandnature.com, photography.outdoornet.com, outdoors.org, Northeastern United States. Outsidebuyer.com, outside.starwave.com, patsy.net, Potomac Appalachian Trail.pctia.org, pacificcresttrail.pnt.org, Pacific Northwest Trail.railstrails.org, makes trails out of old railroads.ryman.org, farm and ranch living magazine.s2.com, sierraclub.org, sierratradingpost.com, sky-adventures.com, spav.com, sporting adventures, hunting, fishing.sun-pub.com, outdoormagazine.sw-adventures.org, outdoor education, utah.tehoeimtrail.org, terraquest.com, thebackpacker.com, trailstuff.com, outdoorbooks.usgs.gov, geologicalsurvey.waterski.net, web-partners.com/paragliding, wholeearthmag.com, wildflower.org, Austin, TX, Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center.wildrockies.org, WTA.org, Washington Trails Association.yatra.yagi.net, Shaman Tours. Resort websites. You might find a book or two about resorts at #647.94, hashtag 910.202 or TX907 at the library or at the bookstore. All-inclusive resorthotels.com.